morning. Hey, good morning. Hopefully you can hear me. Do you know what I need? I need my headphones. Wonder where they are. Now we'll go without. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hi, you guys. We got a little late start. We usually try to be here at 9, and it's 9:30. But it's Monday, and for me, Monday is the day after my 3 days of work at the treatment center, and wow, I learned so much there about myself, about others, just so much. One of the epiphanies I think I had last night and this morning, magpie, last night and this morning was that I really wasn't accepting where people were at. And which is difficult when I'm in a treatment center and there's 40-some men there, and I want them all to get well, whatever that is. I at least want them to somehow join and become, part of society, whatever that is, and not be killing themselves. And I find that my enthusiasm for recovery is maybe too much. And I left last night work quite troubled by that. I was like, damn, not everybody likes that enthusiasm that I have for recovery, and what came out of my awareness of that was that maybe at one level I'm not accepting where each person is in their recovery. And I don't just mean the clients, but the people who work there as well, and maybe the world in general. That I just have to let go of, and accept in each moment where everybody is, even where I am. And so that was my lesson, that to just love people where they're at, and recognize that hardly anybody truly wants to change, or if they do, it's fleeting, it passes. And I'm grateful that I keep praying for change, and God keeps putting situations and circumstances in my path to help me to become more aware, more awakened. And hi, Kathy. So anyway, acceptance of each and every person, where they're at in each moment, is my prayer today, that I really get that everybody's exactly where they're supposed to be. And I wanted to, before I do the daily reading, I wanted to read the promises. You see, in the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, which was written in the 30s, published in 39, but written, like 37, 38, Bill had put in on page 82, wasn't it? He made several places in the book, it's a very spiritual book. It's like, it's just, the 12 steps are totally a spiritual program. It's all about us growing in a spiritual way. And on page 83, actually, halfway through the 9th step, he'd made these promises. Now, why would anybody want these? Is the question, right? But here they are. And I don't know if many of you have heard these, but it talks about, as we go through these steps, as we take these steps seriously, this is what we get. And it's a beautiful, and there's many promises in the book. Many promises. And this is our text, the big book of AA. Page 83. If we're painstaking, it says. What does painstaking mean? He's got such adjectives, thorough, right? Really thorough. If we're painstaking about this phase of our development, he's talking now about step 9, cleaning up the wreckage of the past. We're going to know a new freedom and a new happiness. We will not regret the past, nor wish to shut the door on it. Could you imagine? That doesn't say we will not regret some of the past. It says we will not regret the past, nor wish to shut the door on it. We will comprehend. The word serenity. Comprehend would be another word for understand, I think. The word serenity, we will know peace. Right there we could stop. These are great promises. We will know peace. Imagine, for the alcoholic and the addict to know peace. I mean, it's the fact that we don't have peace that drives us to kill ourselves. And for us, drinking and using is suicide. No matter how far down the scale we have gone, so no matter how tough things had got, no matter how we had frigged up, messed up, screwed up, we will see how our experience can benefit others, which is beautiful, because we're all being set up to help others. That's the deal. That's the whole deal. So we'll see how our experience can benefit others. That feeling of uselessness and self-pity will disappear. I know that well. Even in recovery, sometimes I feel that way, and even last night I felt that way. I felt like I couldn't help people, and maybe, the epiphany that I had, that just to accept them and love them where they are was enough. It was a great peace. I'm so grateful for that. So that feeling of uselessness and self-pity will disappear. We will lose interest in selfish things and gain interest in our fellows. So we'll start to care about people. We'll lose interest in our selfish things and what's in it for me, and start to care about others. Gain interest in our fellows. Self-seeking will slip away. Our whole attitude and outlook upon life will change. Fear of people and of economic insecurity will leave us. What an amazing promise all by itself. So these are the promises in step 9, page 83, 84. Fear of people and economic insecurity will leave us. We will intuitively know how to handle situations which used to baffle us. So this is the key. We develop this connection with our higher power, with our universal intelligence, with God, and we will start to know intuitively how to handle situations which used to baffle us. So we can live one moment at a time. We can live moment to moment, because we don't have to plan what will happen if this happens. What should I do if he says that? We'll know if we slow down, if we're quiet enough to listen, if we pause. Practice pausing. Yes. We'll intuitively know how to handle situations used to baffle us. We will suddenly realize that God is doing for us what we could not do for ourselves. So that's the whole deal. And why would anybody want that? Why would anybody want that when they're living, often in fear and bewilderment, in panic, in confusion? Why would they want that? And I guess that's where I, kind of got upset last night. I was like, my gosh, there's people living in a treatment center thinking they can still run the show. Gosh. Anyway, God bless them. God loved them. You know, how far down the scale do we have to go to recognize that we cannot run the show? How tough do things have to get before we say, okay, I surrender? And it's not like we're surrendering to something that isn't tried and true and proven. This works. That's it. Okay, enough of that, you guys. I accept you. I accept you, all of you, exactly where you are. I accept me exactly where I am. Well, I'm working on it anyway. That's it. I'm going to read the 1st of June, the very 1st of June reading. And this puts us in our 2nd month of doing this. And thanks for listening to that little rant. I just, you know, it was an epiphany for me. I think that's, in one breath, I'm reading the promises to you because it's right there. We can have it. Get a sponsor, get a home group, get in the program, do this work, when you can have the benefits, and then give it away to others. And I realize that it's okay wherever you're at. You know, many of us aren't going to have the awakening. We're just not. We'll, you know, die grumpy, dissatisfied. You know, and you know, hopefully the Hindus are right. We get to come back. Many multiple lives. June the 1st, AA thought for the day. Here we go. Some things I do not miss since becoming dry. Oh, so he's calling sober dry. This book was written in 1954. His language is different than we use these days, but you know, his message is beautiful. Here's the things he doesn't miss. Oh, the things I do not miss since I became dry. Here he is, that overall awful feeling physically, including the shakes, splitting headache, pain in my arms and legs, bleary eyes, fluttering stomach, droopy shoulders, weak knees, 3-day beard, and a flushed complexion. He doesn't miss those things, I guess not. Also, he says he doesn't miss facing his wife at breakfast and looking at my breakfast. Also, composing the alibi and sticking to it. Also, trying to shave with a hand that won't behave. If you ever drank and got the shakes, you know what that's about. Also, about my wallet, to find it empty. I don't miss these things. Do I? Some of the nuts and bolts of the practicing alcoholic. It's like a meeting in a book, isn't it? It's like a meeting in a book. To meditation of the day. You were born with a spark of the divine within you. I love that. It had been all but smothered by the life you were living. That celestial fire has to be tended and fed so that it can grow eventually into a real desire to live the right way. He calls it the right way, and I call it the connected way. I call it, you know, the... I don't know if this is right or wrong. All of it was necessary. He calls it the right way. By trying to do the will of God, you grow more and more in the new way of life. By thinking of God, praying to Him, having communion with Him, you gradually grow more like Him. Isn't that beautiful? So that's the deal. That's it right there. By trying to do the will of God, you grow more and more in the new way of life. By thinking of God, and which is beautiful, praying to God, having communion with God, you gradually go more and more like Him. Beautiful. The way of your transformation from the material to the spiritual is the way of the divine companionship. Who would want that? Who would want that? Honestly, you know, Prayer for the day. I pray that I may tend the spark of the divine within me so that it will grow. Yes, I pray that I may tend the spark. I pray that I may tend the spark of the divine within me, that it will grow. I pray that I may be gradually transformed from the old life to the new life. And really, for me, you know, after all these years, it feels like it's actually more happening. As I sat down with Trevor to read this, I said, I feel like I'm on a crash course. And then I realized that it could have been I'm on a crash course. No, on a crash course. Anyway, so I get that life is, you know, giving me lessons, and I love it. God is giving me lessons. So that's it, you guys. That's the reading for the day. You know, just stick with it. See God everywhere. You know, look at this beautiful day and this beautiful planet we got to live on. There's so much to be grateful for. You know, just, I don't know. Listen to folks, reach out and touch them. There's lots of people that are going through really tough times. It's like the whole planet's on a crash course. I don't mean a crash course that they're going to crash. I mean that we're all in, you know, there's an evolving happening. We are growing. This last 3 months has been amazing for us. Just amazing. So, love you guys so much. Thank you for your time and for listening. And remember that we are ambassadors of love. Ambassadors of love. And that we can and are designed to live happy, joyous, and free. Here. Happy, joyous, and free. In this moment. Right now. As you take a breath in. Nothing is out of place. Nothing is wrong. Everything is perfect right now. And this is where we live, is right now. And moments of perfection become a perfect life. Each moment as we're here and we're in our breath, we connect with the universe. And we live that perfect, beautiful life. Okay. Love you guys. Talk soon. Hey, follow us on YouTube. My little pitch for YouTube. Thanks. Follow us on YouTube. Okay, cheers. Love you lots. Bye.